Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking to actor, producer, entrepreneur, and wrestling legend Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock. We'll be talking about a bunch of things, including his new skincare line, Papa Tui, which is now available exclusively at Target. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
How long were you touring for?
I toured from... We started when we were 15.
Right.
We left home when we were 17. And then we were just we were traveling, touring, trying to make it work. And then by 19, I was on the road.
Full time.
And then I retired when I was 35.
What a run, man.
So I didn't retire. Like, we still make records every 5 years.
Right.
We'll go do like a world tour or something.
Right.
But not like 10 months a year.
That was a grind.
It's a grind.
Right? It's like the wrestling schedule.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. There's no off season.
Yeah.
You're just going.
Yeah.
And we probably wrestled in the same venues that you guys played too, I'm sure.
Same
Cities,
venues, same arenas.
venues.
I imagine it's the same thing. You're killing time all day before the show.
Yeah.
Doing press, going to some radio station or
Promoting the whole
promoting
thing.
the thing. And then that hour and a half a night that's what you do it for.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
That's the magic.
That's it.
That's a connection.
Yeah.
And then did you find that, did you run 2 shows in the same town often, or 3 shows, or after the show you were on to the next town?
Most of the time you're out.
Us too.
You're packing up. We were doing 5 or 6 shows a week.
Wow.
And
5 or 6 cities then.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we had like a 6-day, 1 day off. That was like our rule because we were just so.
Have to.
Yeah, you spend money when you're sitting, when you're paying for the whole tour and you have trucks and you have all that stuff.
Right.
And we were always kind of like impoverished in the way that I think we were afraid not to work.
Yes.
So you just have to get after it.
Because you think it's going to go away.
Yeah. So you say yes to everything.
Yes, man.
Do everything you can.
Yes.
Which is good in some ways.
Right.
But in other ways, you could run yourself. I think we ran ourselves into the ground a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had multiple years where we did 330 shows a year
No shit.
for like 5 years straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we would do back then 230, 240 a year, which is a lot, right?
For what you're doing.
Right. But you got, I mean, still, it's performance.
Mm-hmm.
Our matches would last maybe, it all depends, anywhere between 10 and 30 minutes.
But you're getting surprise injuries.
Right. We're trying not to get injuries. You
Right.
know what I mean? Doing our best. But with same thing like you guys, we would pack up after the show and then just go to the next town. But over 300, that's hardcore.
Many years of that.
Wow.
We shouldn't have done that. I mean, we over-toured markets. We did all that. But we were so
Right.
afraid.
That it's all going to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the hunger and drive part of it.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, dude, is my old man was a pro wrestler like back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's almost like, remember the wrestler, Mickey Rourke,
Yes.
that movie?
Yes.
Like that, had it not been for the grace of God that I was able to take care of my mom and dad, like that, we would have ended up like that.
There's not a lot of glory back then.
No, but my point was those guys were doing over 300 dates a year.
Yeah.
Like you guys, and running into the ground.
Yeah.
It was fucking nuts back then.
When you come from nothing,
Yes.
it's like my dad, I had a very complicated relationship with my dad. He left when I was young, but he was a good guy. I always liked him.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of stuff he didn't know how to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholic, rageaholic, old school, tough guy,
My dad too, man.
and it was a different generation. They didn't have the access to tools that we have. Like now you can go on an app and get a therapist.
Like emotional tools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the toolbox has grown now where we can figure it out pretty quickly.
Yes.
And we're also in a generation of guys, I think, that talk more how
About
we
their
feel.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or what
which
we're
is so
feeling or
important.
what we're going through.
So like my dad, your dad wasn't about that, right? Like I had a really complicated relationship with my old man too as well. Alcoholic, same thing. And I, like you, like my dad a lot. And I really started to understand, especially once he passed away.
Yeah.
He passed away in 2020 suddenly. So I never had a chance to say goodbye.
Me too.
You too, same thing.
2019, gone.
Wow.
And we
Me
had
too.
a really nice 10 years together.
You did.
Like we had a nice relationship. He hadn't worked out everything, but he had evolved enough to see that we had worked some stuff out.
Yes.
And we bonded in a way that was really nice. And so we had made our amends and our peace. So it was we were in a good place. But so I was really sad when he passed away.
Because your friend passed away then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Can I ask you what he passed away from?
Alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. So did he ever get clean?
No,
he never did.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying is that generation, they just worked until they died.
That's it.
He worked
till the
in
wheel
a
fall off,
shipyard.
man.
Never wanted anything from me.
Yes.
I literally could only buy him a couple things.
Yes.
And that was it. Like he couldn't give I bought him an old car.
Yeah.
He's like, he'd always loved 65 Impalas. I bought him an old car. Couldn't give that back. I was like, you can't give this back.
He wanted to though.
Yeah. Bought him a truck. Couldn't give that back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let me pay his house off. Wouldn't let me do anything like that.
That's that generational pride.
Generation, yeah.
As our dads had, man.
So when they're working in a shipyard, you're like, I'm touring. This isn't a real job. So I'm going to work myself into the ground.
Exactly. Yes. That's that hunger part, man.
Yeah.
Curious about your parents, were they divorced?
Yeah.
When they divorced and you started to make it.
Yeah.
And started to make money, was he more like, hey, just take care of your mom. I'm good. Take care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't in my life for the first part. So my career, if I put it in chapters, the first chapter was music success.
Yeah.
Make the hit records, platinum records, do the thing, go on that ride for a decade or so. And then he didn't show back. We didn't reconnect until towards the end of that. So he wasn't there for the ride.
Right.
But he followed us.
He did quietly.
Yeah.
And he was never hitting you up? Like,
no. Yeah, like old school.
Yeah.
Really proud of us.
Yes.
And we always took care of our mom from day one. The minute I got my first check, first thing I did was put a down payment on a house for her. And man, that was it.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And he was always
That's
really
what I did too.
He was proud of that.
Yes.
But he never wanted anything.
Wow.
He was a special guy.
So he didn't even have to tell you guys, hey, take care of your mom. Like,
no, yeah.
Yeah.
That was always the dream.
You guys were always going to do it.
You know how it is when you're like young. You're like, one day I'm going to buy you a house, mom.
Oh, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, but we never lived. It was always apartments and trailer parks.
Yeah.
Because at that time, pro wrestling wasn't as global, and these guys were just grinding every night. So my dream was to buy them their first house. And man, that was a good feeling, right?
The best feeling.
Yeah.
I have a theory about you, though.
Yeah, tell me.
So I follow you. I'm a fan.
Thank you,
so
brother.
I follow the stuff you do, everything you do. And one of the things I see you do that makes me really happy is when you just surprise people. You'll give them stuff. And I always know when I see another guy who came from nothing, because we want to play Santa Claus.
Yeah,
we
man.
want to show up for all the kids.
Yes.
You watch those movies when you're a kid where the kid gets to go to Toys R Us and buy like the rich dad or adopt some or something.
Yeah.
And they get to get whatever they want. Like that's the feeling as a kid when you don't have anything, you dream of like being able to buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you realize like giving to other people is actually you get the most joy out of that.
That's it.
And I see you surprise a guy and I saw you gave a guy a truck. I was like, that's badass.
Yeah.
That's what life's all about.
That's it.
And I always know when another guy came from nothing because that's the feeling that we want to have when we get something.
Yeah.
It's not even actually about us.
No. It's about letting them experience what our dreams were when we didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. Thank you for,
that's
for
awesome.
that. You do the same thing then, right? You just,
absolutely.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Any chance I get.
People always ask, hey, what's your top 5 movies? And one of my top 5 movies is Willy Wonka, The Chocolate Factory, right? There's a gazillion reasons why that movie is amazing. The original with Gene Wilder. But that moment at the end where he tells Charlie, you did it. You got it all. And Charlie's like, wait, what? Even Grandpa Joe? He's like, Grandpa Joe too. Everybody moves in. Like, you got the entire chocolate factory. Like, I love shit like that. So
me too.
In those moments, right, it's like surprising somebody with a car, a truck, or this or that, whatever it is. It's all Willy Wonka moment, man.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it's the joy of knowing what it's like to not have something.
That's right.
It's the joy of actually having it.
Yes.
Even when I bought my first car, or my first house.
Yeah.
it's surreal when you haven't had that before. We were always moving around.
Yes.
It was just always a thing. The house thing was always tough. Get evicted, or you have to move in with people from church, or you have
Us
to
too, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
yes.
even to this day, when I walk in my bathroom and I like feel the wood floor or the marble shower or it's a nice ass house. You never get tired of it ever.
No.
There's never a day I take it for granted.
Right. Always grateful, man. So you're always having those moments.
Yeah.
Like, is this my fucking life?
This is my life. And then you want someone to experience any piece of that you can share with them.
Yes.
You know, it's hard. It'd be impossible to share all of it with everyone. But like I always tell my kids, if we have something, we give something.
That's right, man.
Whatever it is.
Yes.
Even if it's just the tip at the restaurant or anytime you notice an opportunity to give something, it feels good to give.
Yes.
It's great. I see you do that and I'm just like, man, that guy, what a hero.
I love doing that kind of stuff, man, because you're right. I mean, I always feel like you and I are really lucky and blessed boys, man. We work our asses off.
Yeah.
But also just to be able to do the stuff we love to do. And, you know, you get up in the morning and that thing, you hope you're able to do something where you get up and you run to it in the morning.
Yep.
With you guys, music, with me, it's the stuff I do, you just fucking run to it. So we get lucky and blessed. And I tell our girls too, I got one 22-year-old and then we have two little ones, all girls. And the little ones, always telling them like, same thing, you get, you give, but always, I've gotten to a great place now with them where they love surprising too as well. And I got them to a good place where tips are important. Yeah. So I'll do the math and like, hey, how much should we leave? And they'll know, like, go big, right?
Go big.
It's great.
Yes.
And then it's gotten to a point where they're like, can I give them the money? I say, yeah. You go up and you give them money. Say, thank you for your time and service. We appreciate it very much. And it's just the best, man.
It's
I got
great.
a 7-year-old, she's 8 now, and a 5-year-old. And yeah, they go up, have that moment, give the money. It's really cool.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, man.
How do you...
Before we start, I got a little thing. Can I break out some tequila for you and I?
Yes, please.
Okay.
In the ice, please.
Yes, sir.
I'm a tequila guy.
Me too. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, man. A little bit more. You know Glenn Campbell? You know that singer Glenn Campbell?
Yeah.
He said, I've never been drunk. I've just been
You
overserved.
can put it up here if you want.
Oh, yeah.
On the amp.
Thank you, brother. Ah. Well, cheers, brother.
Cheers.
It's good to see you. Good
You
to sit
too.
down with you.
Thanks for coming.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's my birthday shot.
All right.
I also love this.
Oh, good, man. Yeah.
It reminds me of grape soda when I was a kid.
All right. So funny story behind that, you know, so in today's market, there's a ton of flavors out there with all the energy drinks and like, you know, cotton candy, fruity pebble and all this shit. I was telling our group, I said, hey, we need a flavor that reminds me of when I was a kid.
Gas
Grape.
station.
Yeah.
Go to the gas
Welch's,
station.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a Debbie cake and a grape soda.
Mm-hmm.
This is great.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. It's a good one. This añejo is super clean, by the way.
Is that the only alcohol you drink, tequila?
It's the one I like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love tequila. Always a big fan.
Me too.
Yeah. Love it. Love the tequila.
It's the only one that I can drink through the night. I can have like 3 drinks over 3 hours.
Yes.
Sip it. Still gets me.
Yeah.
Takes me back a little, but I can't get too crazy.
That's right.
Now I'm 45.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
I got teenagers.
Yeah. Boys, girls, what do you have?
I have my son's 14, my daughter's 16.
Oh, nice.
So they're great.
Awesome.
But you know, you gotta contain the the animal.
Yes. Yes. Just
Whiskey,
feed it just
no
a little
good.
bit.
Whiskey, no
dude.
good. Vodka, no good. Tequila, I drink tequila. That's my drink.
You could sip it. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
Exactly. Question. You were going to say something. I have a question for you too, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
One more thing with your dad, but I'm just so curious about that relationship, man. He was proud of your success.
Absolutely.
Did it take him a long time to say, hey, man, I just want you to know I wasn't there in the beginning, but I want you to know I love you. I'm so fucking proud of you. Like, did you get that from him? I eventually got that from my old man.
Yeah.
But it took a long time. And, you know, as like sons, it's the stuff that we wait for, you know?
It's all you want.
Yes.
We kind of had that conversation more or less He said, sorry, I wasn't there, but look at what you've done.